So you guys, everybody arrives in at the Horizon Guild. I don't know if you want to describe like how you walk in after your weekend. But you guys walk in, you see Dottie. She's standing in the front, cheery as always. She smiles warmly and she says, "I baked you all some biscuits. Welcome back. I hope you rested well." Um, and she like waves her hand out, and there's like a plate of delicious chocolate chip cookies. You can see they're like warm, and there's like steam coming off of them because they're that fresh. And she asks you to take a seat, and she's pretty much ready to debrief you about your mission today. Everybody, I'm assuming, sits down. Maybe some people.
Yeah, take a biscuit, please. They rude to turn it down. I mean, honestly.
Of course, absolutely. Okay, so it doesn't really matter, but some of you grab biscuits. Maybe Janine tucks them in their pocket again. And Dottie says, "Okay, so as a small update to the last situation, the market was put down on a shutdown for around 2 days now, the whole weekend. The Fountain Foundation is investigating what has happened with the void matter, and the person, Timothy Vlad, has been incarcerated. We don't really have more information on that process, but when they went to go and investigate his home, there was a very foul stench coming from the home and a strange purple light that was emitting from it. The dispatched heroes found a creature inside. It seems that the grandmother was unfortunately corrupted by void matter as well."
No.
You can tell as she's saying this, she's like a bit overcome. She says by the time heroes were on the scene, she was completely gone. They had to incapacitate her and take her to a secure location, but unfortunately she is no longer with us. Vlad has been imprisoned and will be further questioned about the scenario, but that is all the information that I was provided on the situation.
Has the shopkeeper been notified of the grandmother's death?
They tried to inform us about some of the things that happened in relation to the mission, and you guys asked, so I made a special request to get some more information on it.
Fair enough.
Any information on where the bugs came from? Do we think that the grandmother was infected by the same thing as the bugs, or did the bugs get produced by her in some capacity?
From what we know that the bugs were the reason she was infected. Where and how they found these bugs, and if it was Vlad and his grandmother or just him acting alone, we're not sure of. Currently, it's unknown where exactly they found these bugs, because it's not a usual thing for bugs to be able to, those bugs can't really exist within the resonator towers, so it must have come from beyond the wall perhaps, or either that or somebody's eating them somewhere, but I really couldn't tell.
It is odd, though. In my experience, the mutations and infections and such can make you act feral or strange or, violent in some way, but to, premeditatively, bring the bugs on your, fruit into town to try and infect other people, that's, a step above, isn't it?
It is. This is a very strange situation. That's why I was so distressed that it happened on your first mission. We have no reports of anything like this happening before. I don't even think there's been reports about void bugs in general. Usually they come from rifts or cracks in between the different resonator towers, but this seems to have been something new. That's why the FF has spent a lot of resources on investigating the situation and have a lot of the top mutative scientists taking a look at the situation. But from our end, I've never seen anything like it, or heard of anything like it either. It of course could have happened at some point and we just don't know about it, but as far as we know, the void usually doesn't manifest in creatures so small, and usually not. Usually they're resonators that have mutated into void beings, but a bug implies that it was born into a bug or bred into one or something of the like. So it's clearly a very strange and just a very strange and complicated situation.
Have they tried pesticides yet?
I don't think that will work, right?
I have a feeling that might be needing more.
Have they tried it?
I think maybe they have. You know, they're scientists. They can't rule anything out. But I don't have any information on the scientific journals or any other information on the research of these bugs. So, but it's safe to assume that they would try every measure possible. I have to assume the first test would be to see how they were created or where they came from, and what the effect, why the resonator towers didn't wipe them out as well. That's also a big question. You guys have any other questions about the situation? I can see if I can find more information as the investigation goes on, but that is most of what I have for now.
Oh, after one would be great.
Nice.
Judging from the fact that they were on the plants, though, it doesn't seem like they're actively targeting humans. It seems like it's like a byproduct. Like they're emitting fumes. Otherwise, they would be carried by people, but they were all over those plants.
It seemed to infect the grandmother, though, and it's safe to assume that he was bringing them to the market to... He must have known what happened to his grandmother because she was very severely infected. There was no sign of her left, which means that it happened, you know, within at least a day or two. So there's a good chance that he knew what happened to her and wanted to do it to other people. So how the bugs infect other people, if it's the fume, if it's them touching you, or if it's ingesting them, I don't know. But as I said, we don't know what exactly the reason for these bugs are, because they could, like, how do they reproduce? Because there was so many of them. So perhaps they... I don't even want to go into it because it's frankly quite disgusting, but maybe you eat them or touch them or something and then they become more somehow, or they work with your mutation, or I don't know. As I said, I can try to find out more information for you. Perhaps you guys... Maybe somebody knows somebody on the FF staff, or I can try to reach out and see if I can get more information. But I'm really just making guesses here.
I think I might know someone.
Speaking of being contagious and whatnot, I assume our screenings came up clean regarding mutations from being, you know, in proximity to that stuff. Otherwise, we'd probably be, you know, choking down tubes in a lab somewhere or 6 feet under.
Yeah, no, you're all definitely fine. They did a test on everybody at the market, and it seems all fine. They increased the resonance hum near everybody as much as they could, near the people who may have been infected by a little bit, and there doesn't seem to have been any cross-contamination. None of the bugs seem to have gotten out either. I think the situation was handled as quickly as it could be. We were lucky because it seemed like he didn't sell to anybody that day either. We went through all of these sale records and everything, but of course they might not have been accurate. But we haven't had any mass breaking outs or anything, so it seems like the bugs have to come to real contact with you in some fashion. So you're all safe. No need to worry there. I think you would know. From what I know, I think you would know if you were infected. It would matter.
At the granny's place, was there evidence that he was the one creating them, or was he just selling them?
As I said, the FF has been rather tight-lipped about the situation, because I think that they want to avoid other people doing the same thing, or trying to find out what he was doing and how he was doing it, because that information is largely very dangerous. But it was clear that he had been there and that he knew that what happened to his grandmother. How much she was involved is we don't know, and yeah, but we really don't have much information on the actual house or what was happening there. I know it was overrun by these bugs, so they had to do a very serious quarantine there and evacuate all of the neighbors and such as well, and do medical tests and everything on those people. But as far as we can tell, he was definitely involved with them somehow, but we don't know if he was creating them, breeding them, sourced them somewhere. Maybe he opened something into the void somehow and was letting slight amounts out or something. His actual mutation doesn't seem to allow him to interact with the void in any capacity, but as we speak, they're busy questioning him and trying to find out more about the situation.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Just one last one from me. I think I might know someone who might be somewhat helpful in terms of investigating that void matter scenario.
Okay. Well, you're free to contact them. I do unfortunately have a mission for you today, so I need to ask you to do that in your free time. Um,
Of course.
but yeah, if you can contact them, get some information. I would, I would say feel free to give any helpful information that you can to the Fountain Foundation as well. They would appreciate any help in the situation. Because
She's a part of the Founding Foundation.
Oh.
Could you send me the file so I can send them along to her?
Yes, I can send you the information that I have. And she pulls out her Apollo phone and sends you the reports.
Gotcha.
From the people that she got.
I will send that off to the person in question after the mission.
All right, wonderful. Feel free to
Or
let
actually,
me know as well if you find anything interesting.
would it be the person I am thinking of is Silverfish, because it makes the most sense out of the people within my circle, or the people at least that I think Calwin knows.
Oh, that's so cute.
In terms of the void matter stuff. Can I just basically hit up Silverfish, say, hey, I found this, can you help, and just send it and see if I get a reply afterwards?
Yes.
After the mission or something, just to get that out of the way.
Okay, yeah, you can send that to her so long. You can text her and then I'll say at some point she responds. Could be
Yeah.
I'll roll a d20 and then I'll see when she replies with that.
Yeah, totally. That's fine. I don't expect an immediate one. It's just trying to get that thing out of the way. Better sooner rather than later,
Yeah. All right, no worries. So you just send that file over to her, and I'm assuming just ask she has any.
Yeah, just basically asking hey, do you know anything about this? Do you know any any other cases, et cetera, getting her professional input.
All right. Okay. So is that you guys have no more questions about the scenario anymore? Obviously, you feel free to ask in the future, and I'll share what I get again with you.
Yeah. I think updates would be wonderful, but I don't have any questions for the moment.
Right, wonderful. So moving on to your next assignment, there is currently, I don't know how familiar you all are with the criminal activities within our world, but there has been a troop, an underground gang, I suppose, called the Crimson Troop, which has been, they primarily operate underground, but they have recently seemingly broken through to the surface. They have been terrorizing locals, destroying Fountain Foundation property, and stealing a lot of resources. It's unclear what they're doing with these resources, but it's safe to assume that they're using them to fund their criminal activities. Currently, they are hiding out in Heatfall, a well-established residential area. There are already some heroes who have been dispatched to the situation. A bunch of them have already been apprehended, but your job is to provide support, apprehend the criminals, and minimize casualties as much as possible. I've granted you all teleport passes again, and yeah, as soon as you're ready to head out, you can do so. Also, Janine, I decided that if you don't want to use the teleport passes and you do want to use the train, you can do so, but I'm going to say that you need to roll a d20 and depending on that roll, it will depend on when you actually get there.
Right.
But I think that's like the most fair way to do it. If you want to use train.
It does seem. I mean, I feel like a train would be less random than that.
It's just to see, like, it's just to. The problem is the train itself would be like you have to have different connections and stuff, and trains can sometimes be late, and they can be delayed, or there can be an issue, or there can be lots of different things. Ultimately, the trains always would be slower than the teleporting, because teleporting is instant. So, I mean, I could just slap it like you'll always, depending on the distance, you'll always just take a set amount of time. But this is a fair distance from where you guys are now.
Not even the FF can make the trains run on time, I'm afraid.
Not even
We're
the
all just
Button
the same.
Foundation.
Trains are always late.
Everybody who's ever used a train in their life knows that trains are
Yeah.
always late. Unfortunately, that's just a thing with trains. They're really not that reliable. So you guys are currently in Ouroboros. I believe it was in Lofen, and you're heading to Heatfall, which is you'd have to go through Silent Archive and up through Ignis Vents. The reason I say that is because I think that the trains wouldn't be like that consistent. Like they're definitely made of like some sort of resonator abilities and stuff. So like stuff can break down, people can get exhausted, like a lot of stuff can happen on the trains. So I'd make it like a set time and a d20 as a randomness factor, essentially.
Okay. Though it's not like I'd be doing nothing while I'm doing that. I could be asking questions, because obviously I got, some connections in the railway area, especially in Ouroboros. So I could use a couple of my abilities to try and gather some information while I'm on my way over there.
Yeah, true. It's just right now, the thing is, I want to make it that you guys do actually travel with the train sometimes. It's just going to be like you can interact with people on the train, but it's going to be like always just slower, and then the teammates are going to be dealing with whatever's on the other side while you take your time to get there.
You say Heatfall?
Yes, Heatfall over in Ignis Vents.
All the way on the other side? Oh
It
my
is
gosh.
rather
We're going
far.
to the other side of the world.
I think it is rather far. I think the main issue is that freaking Ouroboros is at the bottom, and your guild is like right at the bottom of the bottom, so it's like it's always going to be quite a distance. But it's up to you. I just wanted to give you that option if you want to do that. But you'd be traveling through Ouroboros up to Silent Archive and then up to Heatfall. Also, I do have to warn you that in Silent Archive, you wouldn't know a lot of people, and people aren't terribly talkative there. But you can try it.
Well, where I'm at is, unless you guys need me to, help you out in the fight the second you get off the teleporter, I think I could probably be just as helpful gathering information from folks in the railway as opposed to folks on that side. But if you really, really need me to be, ready to take some hits, I'm willing to put up with the whole being disintegrated and put together atom by atom deal. It's just, not happy about it.
Well, if you're wanting to go take the railways, I'm not going to argue with you.
I wouldn't mind being a little late for this, so I'll join you.
Oh, great.
Oh god.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on time. I'll take the teleporter.
Okay.
Just
I'll
don't get
take the
into
teleporter
any
as well, so
major
it's not
fights
the
or anything
odd
till we
one
get
out.
there.
I'll
Okay.
do
I'll
my
try
job
my
as best
best.
I can, I think.
All right. Okay. Okay. We're splitting up. So the two of you are going on the train, and two of you are going directly to the mission. We're really gonna test my skills here. Okay. Who should we start with? Probably the two of you, since you're. Well, okay, let's explain how you guys get to the train. I don't have train lines specifically set out yet, but just so that when you look at the map, you can kind of see how it would go. You'd go from Glowfen through like to, I don't even know what that is, right by Budway Exchange, where you were before, and then you're gonna take a train across to the end of Silent Archive, and then another train over to Heatfall.
Yeah.
Do I have to warn you? I don't necessarily have, train NPCs thought out, so we're gonna be DJing a bit here, but it's gonna be fine.
Oh yeah. Well, you don't have to like have dialogue or anything for them. We can just say I'm rolling my knows a guy who knows a guy sort of skill. I don't know how to actually roll it.
Alright, so I'm just gonna say you guys head over to the train station together. On the way, you don't necessarily see people that you know. You wait for the train and you get on. I would say the train is gonna be about. I want to make these trains faster than real life trains. They are sometimes late, but they are like actually much faster than like real trains. Okay, I rolled for like how many people are going to be on this train, and it doesn't seem like there is terribly many people on this train right now. I wonder if there's train music. Let's see if there's train music. Train. Strangers on a train. That seems right. We'll just do the train part. Just to when you guys split up, I'm always gonna like do one side of it and then the other side, just so that it like
Yeah, feel free to.
switching back and forth.
Yeah.
Keep in mind that whatever information the two of you get on the train, you would need to like choose to share with the team.
Or choose not to.
Or choose not to. Alright.
You can keep your secrets, that's alright.
Secrets. Let me read this. Okay, so roll an investigation check.
So.
Oh damn.
Raelinn, can you are you also investigating and trying to talk to people, or are you just like?
Can I help? Can I be like the side person here, like the innocent kid, you know?
So yes, but there is a thing with assisting in some masterminds. If you assist Janine and you roll badly, you will take away from Janine's work.
Do it.
So I'm just warning you up front because Janine rolled well, and I don't know how much investigation you have. That is a factor as well. But obviously you can, or you can roll your own investigation check and just see what you can find out about the train or about other people or whatever you want to do.
Okay, I'll go talk to all of the old ladies, the chatty old ladies. I'll go do that. There you go.
Oh, all right.
Mostly just small talk.
Okay, yeah, you get a recipe for a chocolate chip cookie that seems very similar to the one that you had this morning. I'm assuming you had with the chocolate chip cookies. No. Other than that, I mean, old ladies gossip, but you don't really get much information. You talk to like 2 or 3 older ladies, but they just seem like they're like generally cheery. Ouroboros is full of people with like who are very community based, but they kind of just like talk your ear off a little bit more so than like giving you actual helpful information. They're just telling you about like the weather and their knees are achy and you know they're kind of tired today and their grandson's coming to visit and just kind of drones off as you're doing this.
Nah, she fully leans into it.
No, she's completely into it. You know, maybe you get like a couple of people's names, like hero names, you know, like you find out some of the heroes of the world. You hear about like Silverfish's research, and you hear about like
hell yeah, my idol.
Yeah, and Dobloom. You hear she's been really busy in Ouroboros. She was promoted recently to the top hero, and all these things.
Shit, okay.
Okay. And Janine, I would say you look around to see like if you recognize anybody on this train. There's very few people, but you notice like one guy who's kind of sitting like on his own. He's got like his like coat up and he's reading a newspaper. He's like really looks very inconspicuous, and you go to talk to this person. Um, I don't know if you want to roleplay it out or if you just want to give information.
I mean, I'm happy to roleplay it out if, you're comfortable, speaking on his behalf and stuff.
Yeah, I can try my best. We're gonna practice these skills. I'll get better as I go along.
You got this. You're good at this.
I would say like I'm assuming you just go sit next to him. Maybe trying not to look, too like you're talking to him. Maybe like you're sitting like back face towards him.
Is this a guy that I'm remotely, familiar with? Like, do I recognize him from... Because obviously I've been working on the railways for a long time, so I have a good idea of a fair amount of passengers. So.
Yes. I would say you do recognize this man. Name generator. His name is... Think about it. Hold on. Give me a crazy name. Wait, why is it giving me such... This is a name generator, but it's giving me like the most fantasy names.
That's fine.
Sorry,
You can have a
just
fantasy
give me
kid.
second.
He had big dreams, big goals in life.
Yeah, I was not prepared for this at whatsoever, so this is gonna take a while. Okay, yeah. You recognize this man. His name is Seth Earl, and you would know him to be one of the doctors who work in Ouroboros. He's a bit of a stoic man, but he's very involved with the connections of Ouroboros. You know that he does a lot of work for charity and stuff off of the grid, and pretty much does a lot of house calls.
Okay. So, Janine kind of walks along the train, whereas last time they kind of moved with a kind of very sort of medium speed, 100 BPM sort of rhythm. Today, you would have noticed that they're moving a little bit more faster tempo, so more 140 BPM, and generally their demeanor is a little less spacey. It's a little more sort of brash and sort of active, almost energetic, but in a kind of not necessarily happy sort of way, but more in not quite confrontational, but there's sort of that sort of punky vibe. But yeah, anyway, so Janine is moving towards him and says, "Hey, Sawbones, how's it going? Not used to seeing you take this particular time slot. Anything in particular you're heading on to Ignis Vents for?"
He looks up at you and he smiles because he pretty much immediately recognizes you, and he says, "Oh, hi, Janine. No, it's kind of wild running into today. No, I'm actually heading out to a call near Budway Exchange. Maybe you know about it.
Okay.
There was some void outbreak there, or something or the other. You know they don't tell us this information, but I got a house call
yeah.
around there, so I'm gonna go help out and see what I can do."
Oh, good to know, anything particularly void related? I know there was some kind of outbreak in the market the other day, so I'm hoping it doesn't have anything to do with that.
No, I don't know too much about it, but there's been some rumors going around about people harvesting void matter from opening up void portals or finding them, and then harvesting
Jeez.
material from it, and seems to want to destabilize people. I think it's people who are very anti-FF. I don't know if it's some extreme groups and stuff, and they think the right way to go about it is hurting people, but I don't know. It seems pretty grim for me. I'm very worried about it, to be honest.
How would they even open up those rifts with the hum resonance thingy going at full blast? I thought that was just a sort of outskirts sort of problem.
I think it's looking for weaknesses in the outskirts, you know? Like, following the hum, maybe there's some resonator out there with the ability to sense the weakness in it, and they're, out there, like, you know how those sticks and you're looking for water, but they're doing it with the resonance hum, and they're looking for weaknesses in the hum, and then following it out till they find a portal. I have no idea. I mean, I don't think anyone can open those portals. It's a terrifying thought, but there's all kind of powers out there, so who knows? Maybe someone can open them or stabilize the hum, or I don't know. Scary times coming ahead, I think.
Yeah. And the people that you've been looking at, are they infected, like, beyond saving, do you reckon, or?
No, I mean, most of the house calls I get are pretty quiet, pretty tame. It's just people who got the flu, or people don't have enough nutrition, or things like that. But recently it's been a lot of these void flus almost. Like these people, they come up with these. Their bodies are changing a little bit, but I've managed to stabilize a lot of them. I've been, as much as I'm not a fan of the FF, but I've been working with some scientists and doctors within there, and they have some stabilizing shots, which kind of like stabilize the effects a little bit when they're not infected too badly. So I've been trying to synthesize some of that myself, and been trying to get it to work. Just last week, I think I had my first actual success at it. It was a little girl, and her arm, it was all messed up, but it seems a lot better now. So I'm hopeful that it's working, and I'm trying to get it to work better and on worse mutations. But it seems still like once someone's past 30-40%, it's pretty much unsavable, and putting them into stasis is the only real option.
Well, I definitely like where your head's at, and taking the treatment to a community level and not being reliant on them for it, but at the same time, it just sounds a bit risky in terms of things get out of control and you're on your own out there. Might be doing more harm than good in that case.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an easy choice to make. It Did the kids die or risk my life? I mean, what am I gonna do, man? I'm just trying to make a difference out here, and the foundation just puts people to sleep. So in cryostasis, it says, well, I guess we'll see you in 40 years, but who knows what that does to your mind if you're frozen for that long. So I just want to try to actually push it. I mean, I don't even know, maybe they're getting something from these people who mutated. I don't know. Maybe they can harvest something from people, or it benefits them in some fact. They don't seem happy about it when people get infected, but you never know. So
yeah, I mean, in terms of cost or whatever, I'd imagine they just euthanize people if it was just as simple as, hey, they're a problem, we gotta get rid of them. Clearly have something they want out of these people they're keeping in stasis, but you know, that's only speculation on my part.
speculation on my part too. I wouldn't know. It seems like I can't imagine you get much out of someone being in cryostasis, but I have no idea. You could generate power from them somehow, or maybe, I don't know. It's it's difficult without actually being allowed to investigate the pods, because you know they're really tight-lipped about those pods and don't let anybody in to see them. So nobody knows what happens to people like that, or God knows what happens to the people who get infected past 30-40%. Ones who don't, they just disappear. Just kind of shrugs.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, could I ask that I add you to my contacts and that you contact me if any situation does get out of control? Just, I do know a few people that know a few people, you know, on the enforcement side. Not that I'm necessarily agree or a part of them, but, you know, I would be able to get you a serious response if you needed one urgently.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that. And feel free to call me if you ever run into some issues, or if I hear you're on the Zero Force now. So if any of you,
Yeah.
you people get a little bit of void matter, I can always come and give you some stabilizing agent. It's not regulated yet, but it should do the trick.
Hey, it's gotta beat whatever they're gonna hand out to us. We're just kind of on our own out there, as far as I can tell. But yeah, will do. I'll definitely keep you in my contact book, and yeah, anything rough happens, we'll let each other know.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Trying to think if you would you ask him anything else?
I would also just ask, hey, I've also, I don't know if this has been happening in the area that you've been in recently, but I've also heard talk about the, what was the name of that organization, the criminal organization?
The Crimson Troop.
Oh yeah, I've been hearing tell of some Crimson Troop activity up north. Now, usually I don't necessarily have a problem with people like that, but I have been hearing some regular people have been getting hurt in the process, so I'm just wondering if you know anything about that. Maybe I could, warn some of my people so they get out of the way.
Yeah, they're a strange bunch. Those guys. They popped up like about 10, 15 years ago or something, and started just like pillaging people for resources. They would steal resources and stuff like sometimes they siphon off electricity and all sorts of stuff. They really like hurt a lot of people in the community. We don't really know too much about them because they've been around for quite a while, but they don't seem to achieve much. They just like stockpiling perhaps for something. I did hear recently that they propped up a little bit more, and there's been a couple of injuries from them, but I think the strangest thing that's been happening with them is that they strangely enough, I've been hearing that they're stealing a lot of baby formula. I have no idea what that's about. The FF has like a special baby formula that we make to help stabilize mutations and things, but it's only given out to parents, and it's really difficult to get your hands on it, and you only get a limited amount, so being robbed of it is really bad. And I've seen a couple reports of people claiming that they broke in and stole some from us. So who knows what that's about?
It's real shitty, I gotta say. I mean, I'm all for, skimming a few things off the top from the FF warehouses if it's going to the right people, but taking food out of the mouths of babies, that's beyond the pale even for me.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Next level vanity right there. There's only a couple of groups I don't really agree with, and I think they're one of them. They just seem to hurt people wherever they go, and yeah, I mean, you guys are gonna deal with them soon. I wish you luck. They sound like they're pretty violent.
Yeah. Don't suppose you heard of anything in Ignis Vents, or any incidents in Ignis Vents of that happening? Because I'm headed over there and I might want to ask around.
Yeah, it sounds like recently they broke the surface. They usually hide underground and move between the service tunnels. I think you'd know about a couple of those service tunnels. And yeah, that's where they seem to be stockpiling their resources. But recently, for some reason, they moved to the surface. And it's unclear on what they're doing. They're just stealing more and more stuff from people and expanding their underground network as well. They seem to be taking up more and more space. So maybe they're planning something. I just don't know exactly what it is.
Well, I'll have to ask her around the service vents area when I get there, see if I can maybe mitigate some of the damage that they're doing, or at least redirect it to someone more deserving than some kids. But yeah, I really appreciate that, Doc Earl.
Of course. Always a pleasure.
And yeah, so Janine says their goodbyes and sort of goes over to Lottie's character, whose name is, I'm very sorry, I keep forgetting.
Raelinn.
Raelinn, okay, yeah, goes over to Raelinn, and, just as soon as she's done conversing with the grannies, just sort of lets her know, the basics of what's going on, and, like, that they would probably head over to the service vents area once they've met up with the other two.
Right.
Raelinn will also be happily discussing all of the gossip. The hot
Oh,
gossip.
The hot tea. All right. So that is
Won't
our.
believe what this neighbor did, right?
Sorry.
You won't believe what the neighbor did.
Oh yeah. You're like telling all the serious stuff about the Crimson Troop, but she's busy telling you about the neighbors' kids that keep like sitting on these grannies' lawns, sitting there. I don't know what do kids do?
Gnomes
Break a
stealing
window
milk.
or something with a ball, like.
Oh yeah. Breaking the windows with the ball, playing some soccer, all the fun stuff. Okay, so we're gonna do a scene shift over to the other two. I'm assuming as basically this is happening. You guys are busy traveling on the train, busy talking, and so I'm gonna cut over to the other two. You guys are gonna get to the end of Ouroboros, and then there's gonna be one more segment of train actually with them. But we're gonna switch over to the other two. Heatful is close to the edge. You can have them go by it.
Yeah, for sure.
Why not? Go crazy.
Yeah,
I'll actually listen to these.
You made it.
Actually listen to them and find some that I like. I just didn't do it before. Okay.
That's fair.
So the two of you take your teleporters. You notice that again it takes off of your pass. It now says 1 on it because you have another one to get back. Yeah, you take the teleporters, and as you guys arrive into Heatful, you notice that all the buildings here are constructed of various materials. Some are bent glass, some are ornately woven metals. You can only assume that a talented resonance artist must have worked long hours on them. All the homes here look like craftsmen's passion projects. You notice that there is still a lot of civilians, though you only see a few that are out on the streets. You notice peering eyes coming through various curtains, closing suddenly when you make eye contact with them. It's very clear that people are very nervous. As you walk into this area, you would notice the heroes that are already on the scene. So you see, first of all, Mallow, who is currently standing on a street lamp. She's very small. Did I write I actually wrote somewhere what they look like, and I can't find it. Brilliant.
How do you spell that name? Mallow?
Mallow. Mallow.
Yeah.
So you notice that Mallow she's really tiny, and she's wearing you can barely even tell. She's wearing like a little white uniform. She has these big ears on her head, and she is, as I said, really small. But you notice that she's standing up on a garden wall. She's tiny, but she is highly visible, and she's speaking with an elderly man who keeps glancing at his front door. And you hear her say, yeah, I get it. You heard noises. Did they have weapons? How many? What did they look like? And you see that she's taking notes on like the tiniest little notepad, and she sounds brisk and businesslike. She definitely does not sound enthused. Near her, you see Priya, who is she is a little bit of a, I didn't write this in a good way.
You're fine, take your time.
She is. So you would notice that she is largely covered in black cloth. She's definitely a bit more. She looks like she's very aware of her surroundings, and she's busy looking around. She has these long black robes on that completely obscure her figure. But when you notice her face and how she's busy looking around, you notice that she has a lot of eyes on her face. She has the normal 2, but there's about 4 more eyes very randomly placed on her face. with no real rhyme or reason of where they are. She's busy.
Ooh, okay.
You can see she's like moving her hands around, and you can only assume that she's busy working on holographic displays that you guys aren't able to see. And she's like, you can see all the eyes are busy looking at all these monitors at different times. And then you have, and then you have Silas, who, as you walk in, he would be sitting up on a rooftop. And he is kind of like busy looking around. You can see he's got his fingers to his temple, and he flies down to you guys when he sees you. He's wearing like a very sort of just like a normal hero outfit, very pragmatic, but you can tell he's got like a bit of a bird theme going on. He's got like these green, I can't say green, blue. He's got blue theme going on. And he sees you guys, and he takes flight and glides down to meet you. And he says, "Oh, you guys are the Horizon Guild team. Good. We've been tracking the Crimson Troops' movement for the past hour. They broke into 3 homes on the Eastern Bloc, stole food, medical supplies, and some tech equipment. Civilians are scared, but unharmed so far." And as he says that, Mallow kind of like jumps and does like a little backflip and then like jumps onto his shoulder like she's done this a million times. And she says, "We've got eyes on their escape route. They're holed up in the abandoned community center 2 streets over on Forge Avenue, the big red building with the broken windows. You can't miss it. But why is there so few of you? We were told there'd be more."
We have 2 people taking the train. They'll be here soon. But
Shortly,
the 2 of us will be
hopefully.
more than enough to handle this.
Yes.
All right, as long as you're sure. And Priya comes walking up to you guys as well. You notice like her eyes are busy looking at both of you at the same time, but like analyzing you, jumping around. There are 4 hostiles inside and possibly more underground. They're all agitated, and we're unsure if there's unstable mutations as well. Approach with caution. And Silas says, "We're handling the criminals who are still on the surface, evacuating civilians and securing the perimeter, but we've tracked down at least 4 more who have escaped underground." Actually, it's 3 more. 4 more who escaped underground through a maintenance tunnel near Forge Avenue. They're holed up in an old access shaft beneath that community center, the big red building with the broken windows. Mallow says, "And try not to blow up the building. People live here." And she crosses her arms. "Seriously, the last heroes that came through here made a huge mess." Silas pulls out his holophone and says, "Let me connect to your devices. We'll keep watch on the surface exits and relay any movement to you via comms. Your job is to go down, apprehend them, and bring them back up. Or call us while you're down there and we'll come help you do that. If they try to run any deeper, pursue, but don't lose sight of your exit route." I'm assuming both of you offer up your phones.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you can just add Silas onto your contact list, and the 3 of them head off, clearly very busy and ready for a fight. And then it's up to you guys what you want to do now. I would say it's still going to be at least a little while until the other guys get here. So
How long of a while? Just out of curiosity.
you're gonna? Sorry?
Whoa.
Oh.
Dogs are barking. Sorry, what did you say? You're
Oof.
gonna?
Yeah, I don't think we can hear you.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh yes,
What's your
I was gonna mainly just ask like how far away Ray and Janine were, to see if it would be better to wait for them or better just to go in now and try to, at the very least, make sure they don't run away or don't do anything serious while they pop in.
Well, I think minimum we should be at least checking out the area, seeing if there's other ways to leave. You know, scouting out the actual building, if they're going to take a while. But I would say, depending how long they take, we should probably, because they've just said, like, we want to make sure they don't leave, so we want to be careful of, like, time constraints as well. So, for minimum, Anatora would like to check out the building. Look around.
I hate to split up again, but what if you were to check around the exits and I were to try to sneak my way in, try to see if anything were, being developed or stuff like that? Had they any plans?
Yeah, we have
I'm more of
comms,
a
right? So we
yeah,
can
we have
communicate. I sort of check around and then you head in, check from the inside, really.
yeah. Plus, I
I don't mind
may
that.
yeah. I'm gonna try to see if I can. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you guys are heading towards the old community center.
Yeah.
Are you? So okay, so as you guys get there, I'm just gonna describe what you see, and then you can explain how
Yeah.
you want to actually do it.
Okay.
But you can see that the front door is tightly sealed with planks. You could break them, though you suspect it may be noisy. And you also notice that the windows are sealed up. You heard from the other guys that the windows were broken, but now it seems like somebody's put actual wooden boards up onto them. So you can't see through them, but it's just this big sort of square building that you're looking at. So you guys can look for a way in, or, bust your way through the front door.
How many stories is it tool-wise?
Just one. It's not a terribly huge room. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. Is there anything on the roof?
I can help you up.
If
I'll get my shoulders all
yeah,
meet you over.
Oh no!
I mean, I could
Okay.
probably grapple my way up there, but if you want to carry me, then
Oh yeah, you have a
fine, just this
grapple gun.
once.
Yeah.
Probably be a little bit more quiet for you to fly me up there, and also gives you a bird's eye view.
Okay, so you
Okay,
Besides
either
the
way.
bird
you
guy
both
over
getting
there.
onto the roof?
I will wait down. I don't mind helping you up, but I will stay on the ground so you tell me what's going on.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm not gonna make it a check because I feel like you skilled to come get up on a rooftop. You managed to climb up without too much incident. You don't. Well, actually, roll a stealth check.
Let's see.
And that is why I did not climb up. I knew that was coming.
23.
Okay. You get on this. You're like a cat. There's not a single sound. You get up onto this roof, and I mean, you notice there's not really too much. This building is honestly pretty well kept, even though they say it's like an old community center. It just looks like it was under construction for a while and then wasn't used. So it is like pretty well kept up, and it is a nice area, so they don't have like dilapidated buildings. So you wouldn't notice like there's no holes in the roof, but I would say that there's a chimney. There's a chimney there. It does look like a bit of a tight squeeze, but you figure you may be able to fit through.
I'm scared money don't make money. I'll head inside. I'll let
Right.
radio at Anatora be like, I'm gonna head inside. I'll let you know if anything happens.
Where is the chimney in correlation to the building? Is it like in the center?
It is on the top left side,
So by a wall?
close to a wall.
Yes.
But you can say what you wanted to say.
I just want to like kind of go to that side, make sure I can like listen in to kind of what's going on, and then if there's obviously I assume there's probably a window nearby, see if I can slowly try and take off some of the boards, but I don't know how successful that would be. But like she wants to basically just try and take off a board, have a look in, is the idea.
All right. Do you maybe want to like look around the back side of the building some as well? Because you guys have only seen like the front, like you're here. You guys have checked the sides. I don't know. I didn't actually talk about like, would you guys do like a full perimeter check of the building before you climb on the roof? Or would
I
you
said I
just...
wanted to have a look around, so I would assume so.
Okay. I'll just say this before before you go down into the delete this one square for some reason. Before you climb onto the roof and such, you guys would also notice that there is a back door, and the back door is standing open. Just in case you want to interact with that before you jump through the chimney.
Nah, go through the chimney. Room.
Oh, we have a stinky corner, guys. Just avoid that corner.
It's not
I assume, is this the back door that's open?
This is the back one, yes. I'm still trying to get
Okay.
rid of this other thing. I don't know why the heck.
Did someone else draw it? Is that... Oh, there's another one.
That one's maybe did somebody else draw this rectangle here?
It wasn't
no.
me.
I was just on a train.
That's the back one.
So I
So,
want
Are you
to...
still getting on the roof and doing your thing like you were doing? Do you want to be by the back door? Wait a minute.
Are you talking to
Who's
me or
that?
Anna?
Yes, Corvo. Sorry. I should have asked before you climbed onto the roof. Would you guys have walked around like the full building before you jumped onto the roof? Because the back door is standing open, and you would have seen that if you guys did like a full, like walk around of the building. But it depends on whether or not you would have done that.
I'm comfortable just going through the chimney.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Calwin would just focus on just getting inside at the moment.
Yeah, I would think I'd do one beforehand. I mean, sort of while he's checking out the roof, maybe. But I'd also maybe he said he's going in, so I'm gonna wait by the door, but I'm not gonna go in yet. I wanna. Where would you expect people to come from if they're gonna try and like get you out of a building? The back door, which is open, or the chimney? Like, see if you can round them out, and then if they try and leave, basically just stop them. Is the idea. So,
Alright.
you know when like a door, if it opens outwards, like she's just standing behind the open part of the door, like the actual door itself.
Yeah. Okay. Anatora, are you trying to be sneaky? Like you're trying to hide by the door so whoever's inside can't see you, but you're trying to see in? Or do
I'm
you
not trying to
just-
see in. I am just waiting for comms. So I am gonna take it as face value. I'm not looking in. I am just waiting on at Calwin to say.
Okay. Let me check before you jump down. This is kind of important. Okay. Are you okay? So you go down the chimney. Are you? I mean, you got a really good stealth roll, so we'll still use that one for now. So you wouldn't like make a big sound coming down,
Hmm.
but. Wait, I need to check the manual for this because I need to know how big this is. Got to write it down for some reason. Don't worry, nothing's wrong. There's nothing there. You don't have to stress about it.
That is the most stressful statement I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. There's
I was
nothing
just
to
saying,
worry
she
about, said the
just-
person who was about to give me a lot to worry about.
just starts creating like
No.
circles in the.
I'm
in
sure
the
I can
thing.
1v3 these people. No, we're fine.
Yeah,
I
we'll
have a
good.
bow.
Oh
We've
my
got
God.
this.
Does
I got a
anyone-
couple of arrows.
I've got my fists. It's all right.
Does yeah. So could you roll for me
Oh no.
a dodge check? I shall explain what it
Dodge.
is now once, depending on what happens
Good luck, darling.
There it is.
here.
19.
Okay. It's tough though because you're landing in a chimney, so there's not a lot of space to dodge. But I'll say, as you're coming down, you notice. So obviously, a chimney is rather dark, and this room is rather dark and dim as well. But you notice towards the bottom, it is a lot darker than you think like the bottom of a chimney should be. It is pitch black, like actually like the darkness, the inkiest void that you've ever seen in your life. As you're coming down, you notice this, and just within the last millisecond, you manage to kick off against the side of the chimney, and you move, I would say, like over here-ish to manage to get away from it. As you basically look at it, you are staring at a. I'm gonna show it to you, but Anatora, you would not know that this is here because he is very stealthy at the moment, so you would not be able to hear that this even happened. This entire area is pitch black, like dark, inky black. Um, but narrowly, very, very narrowly, you manage to escape that and land. Let me roll a. I believe it is a awareness check.
Okay.
Uh, you get into this room. You see this dark black void. Well, not void. It's just black, and you see around this room. It is clearly a empty community center. There's pencils. Clearly, like there was people around here, but now it just seems like nothing's really happening here anymore. Um, but you. Oh, can you roll an awareness check for me?
Okay. 22.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
And then I'm gonna do a noise check as well. Okay. You notice up on the rafters, like towards like by the roof and stuff, there is a creature, a sort of black inky creature that's sort of like sitting there and it's perched and it's very intently staring at this void, this black hole that it's created. You assume that it's created because it is also it also seems to be it is incredibly dark, it is black, it is oozing type of thing, and it looks absolutely terrifying. But it doesn't notice you, but you notice it. What do you do?
First things first, I'm gonna communicate this over to Anatora to catch her up to speed on this pitch blackness. And just for clarification, this sort of box here, is that like a window or
That
something
is a
that this
window.
creature is positioned?
Yep.
Is this creature like positioned like next to the window to where if somebody were to grab the creature from the window, they could actually do so?
It's up on the rafters, so I would say it's above the window. It's a pretty big
Okay.
window, but like it's basically close to the roof.
How stable are these rafters that the creature is on?
Fairly stable. This building is pretty well kept. It's got like thick wooden beams. As you saw, the whole neighborhood was very artisanal. This building itself is also. You notice it's very nice. The wood is
Okay.
carved. It looks like oak or something. Yeah.
Okay. On a 22 awareness, do I notice any other creatures in the area? And on a 22, do I also recognize whether this creature that is like staring into the darkness is a void creature or just like a mutated person?
It seems to be a resonance. It doesn't seem like it is void. It just seems like it has a bit of an unsettling resonance ability. And, you know, sometimes people can go slightly unstable as well. So you're unsure it could be something like that. But as far as you can tell, this is not a creature of the void, nor is the hole standing behind you. But it is staring pretty much at this thing. What was the other question you asked? Sorry.
Did on a 22 awareness, did I notice any other
Oh, no.
beings
There's
in the
nothing
area?
else in the room, only this creature staring at its. I don't want to say staring at its hole, but it is staring at its hole.
Huh. Interesting. I'm gonna communicate to Taurus like, hey, there's a creature over in this location. Um, if things go south, then could you possibly position yourself to sneak up behind it or like try to take it out if I were to like knock it down?
I'll have a go. You said something about darkness?
Yeah, there's a major darkness area. I'm not exactly sure what would happen if someone were to step inside, but probably nothing too good. It's right next to the back door that you were talking about. It's got to be some kind of trap. There's no way that they would set this up with an open door. They know
Okay,
somebody's
I
going to try to
see.
do this.
Yeah. Give me a second. Let me look at my sheet real quick.
Really fun to switch over to the train scene after this. Raelenn's kicking her feet, eating chocolate cookies.
Did we say with the light blade that I could? I can throw that, right, and just send into the middle of the into the darkness.
You want to
I'd
throw
like
it
to
into the dark, like
not
into the
throw,
void.
throw. I'd like to just kind of. I say toss it. Like I want to.
Could you? Could I
I'll
recommend
walk
you do like
in
a
front of the thing.
stone or like a stick or something, not your weapon? I mean, you could do it. You could do it. I won't stop you.
I have
But
an
Rip
idea.
weapon.
I
Yeah, Kai's
I
it's
have a little bit
light,
of an
okay?
idea. I have a little bit of an idea if Anna's okay with this. What if we were to do like a double team takedown on this creature right here?
I
Like
can
if I were
definitely
to
do that.
knock it down and you sweep through the window and just start pummeling it, I think that'd be
Hell
pretty
yeah.
cool. You want to do
True
that?
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah.
sure.
Yeah. We go do Batman and Robin on this.
okay, all right. Just keep in mind that
I'm
there are
ready and
boards
waiting.
on those windows, so you can either
Yeah.
try to remove them beforehand, or you're gonna have to break through them as well, and that's gonna be an action.
What would it take to try and like undo them beforehand?
It would be a stealth check to see how quietly you can remove boards, but it would depend on how you want to do it. Like, are you trying to like pry them off with your weapon?
Yeah, I think that would be sort of just kind of
Use like
at least
the edge of
you
like the
know.
sword as like a screwdriver.
Yeah.
I would say it has to be
I would say
sleight
maybe
of
put underneath
hand.
it.
That's probably the only thing that makes sense for this, right? Or maybe dex, but you don't have either of those, so
Guys,
it could be
I have
a
one.
bad roll or a bad roll.
Yeah, I have one stat. That's about it. I assume then trying to break through it would be. I assume both ways is an action. Really, it's just one way is less stealthy, right?
Yeah. Would you like to, if you
But
do an investigation check for me, you can check all the windows and see like if any of them maybe seem a bit easier than others to get through.
I
I'll
could try to
do
lure
one.
them.
But I think the other thing is, if I try and break through it, then he'll have his attention turned around, I assume, and then you might, and like, it might be easier for you to sneak up on him.
If that's what you want to do, I can do that.
Well, currently remember that he has this thing is definitely ready for combat, but it is not ready for something to be in the room with it. The second that
sorry,
you've
Lottie.
done something, it's going to be more situationally aware.
Be his horror movie. Just smash your hand straight through that window. Grab him by his neck, right?
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
He will poop himself before he can do anything.
I would say, since you rolled pretty well, I would say the window that you're at specifically is slightly, the boards seem to be slightly looser on that window, since you rolled pretty well.
Almost like
Okay,
a hand
okay.
could smash through.
Almost like a hand could smash right through it.
I'm down for
Look
the double
what I
team
did.
takedown.
You could definitely say that you want to like jump through the window and hit him at the same time. If you wanted to do something
Oh.
like that, like if he
Yeah.
shot it down and then you
If that's an
leapt
option,
through,
hell
like,
yeah.
boom, like
Yeah, I'm
you
down
can
for
make
that.
it one, but obviously you need to pass
Absolutely
the
down for
strength
that.
check, otherwise you're gonna just
Yeah.
smash into the board.
Guys, that
Yeah.
is my one stat, so that's all right.
All right, let's do it. I'm down for it.
All right. So
What do I need to roll?
you are. I'm assuming are you attacking with anything specific or just like a normal shot?
I'm gonna take out one of my arrows and I'm going to take something out of my pouch and put it on the arrowhead, and it slowly and quietly inflates into like a boxing glove, as sort of like a non-lethal attack. And I am going to just slowly draw my bow towards this creature, and I'm going to fire at it to use it to knock it down to where Anatora can hit it.
All right. So you can just roll a. Wait, you don't have to roll anything for the first part.
Oh.
I have the cheat sheet. We're all making these mistakes. Learned. I swear.
We have learned.
I have a cheat sheet
Learned
here
from our
to make the
mistakes.
combat easier. Yeah, because you don't roll to hit.
Oh, do I get anything for being in stealth as well? I don't know about the rules regarding that.
Ooh.
Style points.
I think
Yeah.
there is something.
I'll
That's all
always
I'm
take
going
that.
for at the minute.
Oh, sorry, I made a mistake. You do have to roll to hit his defense. So you need to do. You need to roll dexterity.
Got that.
Only
Oh,
nine.
Yeah,
damn.
that's you.
Jesus.
Wow.
Okay.
I think that hits.
No, I'm not even gonna check his DC. Like I don't think I gave him that. I imagine it doesn't hit. Cry.
DM.
Yeah,
There's
a 19 plus
here.
10. No.
When I hit you with the no, you're gonna just start sweating.
Oh no. Yeah, actually, you know what? We should leave now. I'm gonna just walk the fuck away.
You're like, oh, they don't need
We're
our
not ready
help.
for this.
They don't need our help. It's not so bad. Wait, I have his stats here. I
Yeah, it could be
definitely
worse.
hits, but I'm just pulling it up just so I can have it here as well. So
Oh no.
it's that number plus 10. So yeah. It hits. It hits. It doth hit. So I'm checking with stealth. I'm assuming you don't have the skill mastery of stealth.
No, I do not.
Uh,
Mastery of stealth. I don't see anything about that here.
okay. So it seems like stealth lets you take a 10 essentially. So like if you roll underneath a 10, you can take a 10. But for
Gotcha.
future,
Interesting.
you would have lost your stealth there actually. But we'll keep it because I
Okay.
didn't know, because you need to be actually concealed by something. This isn't like D&D where you
Gotcha.
can just like. But I would say it kind of counts because this thing's very focused on its thing. But yeah, in future you just need to actually be concealed behind something or under cover or something like that.
Right.
But that's fine. Okay, so it hits. So now your damage, I believe it's your damage is 25. I think everybody's damage for everything is 25 at the moment. I'm messing around with everyone's things. Yeah, 25. So I'm going to roll a toughness check for him. Plus his toughness stat. He takes 2 degrees of failure. But we'll combine your guys' 2
Ooh
attacks.
la la.
Does it knock him down towards the window to where we can do that double team take then?
Yes, he definitely would lose his. So first of all, he loses his concentration of the this
The void, the darkness.
hole. I kind of wanted it to be like a cartoon hole. You know, like in cartoons where they just have those black holes and then
Yes,
like
that's
that
exactly
kinda
what I'm
thing.
envisioning.
Perfect,
So
perfect.
bad.
So he is currently No, I'm reading the wrong thing.
Discombobulated.
He is very
For real.
He is staggered. Staggered means I wrote this down like a bit easier so I don't have to go back and forth too bad.
Imagine like you get hit by something, you look down, and it's an arrow with a boxing glove on.
The
Hell yeah.
cartoon in the cartoon, yeah. So he is okay. I'm gonna put it in the chat so that we actually can all see what it is all the time. Because I see now that one of these conditions actually clears at the end of turn, so it's not something that you keep on doing. It's just a 1-turn thing. And then he is so that one's dazed. He is also impaired. At some point, I'll just know these. That would be so great. I can't wait for that.
One
Wait
day
for
for real.
my brain to retain all this information. So he is these 2 things.
Oh, okay.
You guys can see that, right? I think so.
Yes.
Perfect. So you hear it like it's still a person, so he doesn't like make a super thingy noise, but it is very like still a little bit unhuman. He's like and he kind of like falls down, and as he hits the ground, you kind of see him bounce a bit because he really fell with some speed, and you see the portal thing disappear. And that's when I'm assuming Anatora comes crashing through the
Hell
window.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I get told what to do and I do it. Okay, that's my job.
Okay, fantastic. So roll strength. I would say roll
Strength.
strength to get through the window and then fighting to actually hit him.
Yeah. Please, 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 please,
Come
please be
on,
good.
come on.
Okay, it takes a second. I don't know why.
I believe.
I think I pressed it.
I
If I haven't pressed it, I'll just roll it again.
I don't see. I don't know if you did. You do a private roll maybe.
Oh,
there
no, it just
comes.
rolls every time.
Okay, okay. 14 is fine. It's really not that crazy of a window. And then roll fighting for me.
Oh my god. Guys,
Ooh.
just kick me out at this point.
Okay. So I don't know if you want to describe it, but you don't manage to hit him.
I feel like it maybe just like tumble through. She wasn't expecting the thing to be quite as firmly placed. She'd already investigated it. She assumed it was going to be easier to go through but she hadn't looked at the wood or something. Went through it and basically just rolled over him rather than actually hitting him.
Okay, so would you use like all your movement in one go, or would you like try to keep some? Because you could be like there, or you could be like there. That's the furthest you could be out.
I think yeah, move to like here. So it's like yeah, she's like basically just rolled over this guy.
She comes.
Completely missed him. I thought he was further away. I didn't
Totally
realize he was at the window.
Slight miscommunication. Okay, so you come flying through this window. You hear the boards breaking. She absolutely powerhouses through the window, but then she just misses this guy and tumbles right past him and lands on the floor. And you are now very close to this guy. I wrote this near what he looks like. I mean, I don't know
Ooh.
if I did. I don't even know anymore. Sorry, half a second. Oh
No,
my god.
really
Oh,
take time.
I'm on the next guys. I need to like put actual proper headings for everybody because
What do you mean next, guys?
I mean the previous the
Oh,
train I
oh,
mean
yeah.
nothing
Okay.
nothing at all. There's
Yeah, yeah.
the rainbows and
Yeah.
sunshine that you guys are gonna run into after
Yeah.
the picnic I
Oh,
planned.
yeah,
The picnic
yeah.
I planned for
Sorry,
all
I
of you.
forgot about that. I was worried for a second there, but you know
No. There's
what?
no reason to
You're
worry.
right.
There's no reason to worry. Okay. So I mean, I think it's just what I said before. It's like this body is made pure shadow. Um, there isn't actually like a stealth round in this, although you guys are gonna, that was like a free turn. So you guys are now gonna, I guess it is a stealth roll. You're gonna now do your initiation. But you're looking at this guy and he's like, he definitely looks humanoid, but his whole body is dark. He didn't even have clothes on. His whole body is just shadows. There's like little wisps coming off of him. His eyes are like pure white. He's got this big grin on his face, and he's just kind of looking at you, like laughing, like a little bit too much, a little bit too uncomfortable.
Okay.
So if you guys could roll sweet initiative for me.
I've rolled it, but I don't know, guys. It always takes a minute.
It's okay.
I'm
You're
sorry.
thinking about
There we
it.
go.
You're thinking about it. Okay.
Oh, I wasn't.
Initiative.
Wait, I wasn't selected. I didn't select my
You
token.
wanted
so
to send the result of this round to, but no found to 8 for me.
All right.
I'm rolling another one because I wasn't pressing on my thing, but then I'll change it to 12. Oh,
Oh,
magic
yeah, I
now.
have to do that too. Yeah. Is it not? Where is the?
I always forget about this damn
Oh.
initiative thing.
Yeah. Can we put up the turn order maybe? I don't know. I think you can
Yeah, I
do
don't see
that,
the
but-
turn order.
Turn order.
There we go.
There we go.
Wait, it can't be my 12. Oh, why is there 2 5s?
I don't know. I don't know if these are older ones.
No, indeed.
Oh.
I think that that was the old one.
I'm just gonna keep
Mine was an 8.
Raelinn and Janine on here, so we don't have to add you guys later. But obviously, you guys are just
Yeah.
After this section, then we'll go back to the train. Hello, Zika. What is it?
Don't worry about it. You guys belong to like old people and like your old friends, and look at what we're doing.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fair. It's fair.
And they're gonna get paid the same.
I'm about to die.
Oh my god, it's a group project.
Literally.
I was thinking that as you teleported, because of course I prepared everything, and then I'm like, yeah, it's fine, split up, it's good.
It's fine, guys.
Yeah.
Split up. It's not like I've told you not to.
Splitting up in D&D is like the worst decision ever, but I think somehow in this game it seems to work out sometimes. It's not as bad.
Yeah. I think maybe it depends on like how you've done the combats and stuff, like how much you've set against us as well. I think in D&D always preparing for like 6 people, 5 people, however many, and then with this I feel like you can be more lax, like there is more options.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so you are actually going to be going first, Anatora. I know that number might not seem that high,
Oh,
but you're going first.
oh damn.
This thing is
Love you, Anatora.
confused and stressed out and a bit surprised.
I would
he
be
has
surprised.
a big exclamation mark over his head.
Having just rolled over him and obviously spotted him.
You just like look
Yeah,
back and your
go.
neck just like cracks. You're like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss next time.
Literal horror movie.
He thought he was the scary one, but little did he know.
Tora just imagine through the window like, hello, sir. I'm here to tell you about your extended warranty. Da, 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 da. Yeah, is it? I just want to hit with light blade. Da, 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 da. Actually, are we going? Are we going? Are we killing this one or not? I think we're not, right?
I don't
Damn
think
shame.
killing is necessary.
As far as you can tell, this is a person of some kind. He just seems to have a shadow ability of some sort.
He's naked.
He's naked. You could probably put him in jail for that. Yeah.
Indecent exposure.
Hey, it's not indecent. I got tons of shadows. Okay. Okay. So you can roll fighting to whack him if you're just hitting him.
Yes, I will just hit him. Not that I have to use my blade. Not that it has to be
yeah, just like a
lethal, right?
normal.
But I think just for character development, let's not be trying to kill stuff. No character development. She hasn't killed anyone before. Just...
we can keep killing to like mission 4 or something.
yeah. Oh my god, girl.
So,
rolling a 2, girl.
No, your last one was a 13. That didn't hit, so this is also not gonna hit.
Oh my god.
I'm so sorry. You
Girl
strike
is
at this
missing.
guy and you're not getting through to him. Okay.
Oh god.
So then it's. Do you have anything else you want to do?
No.
Okay.
Leave everything else.
Mr. Calwin, again, I know you think you rolled low, but it's your
Oh.
turn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Let's see here. Just out of curiosity, is there anything around here now that noise has been started that would be worthy of note?
No, I mean it really just is filled with like random stuff of people, like drawings and like kid activities. Maybe there's like a golf set. Nothing like stands out to you in this room from like what you can see and frantically looking around, and it's also a bit dark. But
Gotcha.
nothing too noticeable.
I'm just gonna ready another arrow with a boxing glove on it, and I'm just gonna look at the guy and just say, "Are you done?"
Okay.
I want to see if like they'll surrender first before attacking.
Oh, okay. He just looks at you and says, "Hey, as long as I'm keeping you busy, I'm doing my job. So why don't you do yours?" And he just kind of
That's grounds for death.
I'm gonna look at Anna, and I'm gonna do. Can I do like another awareness check?
Yeah, you can.
9.
Oh.
You are in a room.
God damn.
This is indeed a room.
You are, in fact.
Can I call up Silas to say like, is there any developments outside?
I would say you can do it, but it's not going to be a free action if you want to do that.
That's fine. I don't think this guy's that tough.
Okay.
Okay. Let me die then.
Anatora sweating. So you just like you're holding your bow, very taut, and then you're like on a call and you're just like, holding your phone as well, and you're just like contacting Silas, and he says, hi, something happened? And you ask him, like, is there something going on? And he says, we managed to capture 2 more troop members, but this doesn't seem to be what they're after. I think that room that you're in, somewhere in there, they have to be in there. I don't know where, but maybe there's a way down or something. I don't know. Ask him anything else?
No, and that's my action, right?
I would. Is there bonus actions in this thing?
No idea.
I think there are there reactions.
No idea.
I don't know why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm not sure why you're asking us. You know we all can't do this.
So okay, it. I would say you can use your reaction for that.
Okay.
There does seem to be reactions as well. Technically, there is like a. No, you know what? It's okay. We'll count it as a free action, just because you didn't like the awareness thing. You literally just looked around the room, so it's okay. You can still
Right.
take an action.
I'm actually not going to attack, but I am actually going to. This is probably not going to work, but I'm going to try it anyways. I'm going to try to use my smoke pellets in the room and see if there is anything where like the draft goes to see if there's like any hidden walls or like floor openings or anything of that nature to see if there's like a secret entrance around here. Could I try doing that?
Yeah, you can.
I guess I'll just click smoke pellets.
Yeah, it doesn't like cost anything
Yeah.
to do that, because I mean you're basically just throwing them out. So you throw these smoke pellets out. It gets obviously significantly harder to see, but you don't notice. You notice that they're kind of the smoke is heading towards like the windows and the doors and stuff. But I would say you don't particularly notice it moving anywhere that seems useful to where you need to go.
Okay, I don't know what to do then.
Um, is that the end of your turn?
If that was my action, then yeah, that's it.
Okay. Um, so he is going to so because he's taken 2 degrees of failure, you would notice that uh he he's like flickering a bit, and his form seems a little bit unstable, and he just starts like clapping, and he says, "What a performance!" But every good show has an intermission. And he bows down at you with one arm, like one arm stretched far above, and you notice that he just dissolves. He seems to go through the floorboards, and his whole form just kind of disappears.
Yeah.
Calwin, you
Oh.
don't fully even see the full thing. You just kind of hear him because of the smoke. But Anatora, of course, you're right in front of him.
Yeah.
So you watch this thing guy
Yeah.
person just disappear. And with that, combat is over. There's nothing.
You won.
Is that what you say? We won.
Yippee! Survived.
All right. Well, I will say like we're gonna finish this. I don't know
Mhm.
what you guys want to do now, and then we'll switch back to the train section.
I think switch back. I want to have a look at the floorboards he went under, but I think switch back to them first.
Okay. Let's go back to the train. Scene switch. There hasn't been music playing in a while, but let's play the train music. Okay. So from the intense fighting scene, we switch back to the 2 of you sitting, and you're sitting on the train. You guys just got to Budway Exchange. You take your crossover onto the next train. You have one more train to take to keep full. You're going to be crossing through Silent Archive, which neither of you know too much about, but you know it's a bit of a...
Oh, I do.
Hmm?
I do. This
Oh.
is what shit happens.
Oh yes. Okay, you know a bit. You know about it. But sorry, I meant Bugsie. I guess doesn't know too much about it. But you know like sort of the vibe with this area. But you get on the train.
I'd like to think,
and
yeah.
yeah. I mean,
But
what do you do?
us is. Are we already at the destination, or?
No, you have one more train ride, and then you guys are gonna be there.
Okay.
So we're gonna do one more train section. I said it was gonna be two because it's quite. You guys are going halfway across the map, so unfortunately I can't let you get there in one train. But this you can be on the train. So you can roll the people you know again, and then Raelinn, you can roll the investigation or you can help you.
You go first, yeah.
Could I roll for like before we actually get on the train? Because I figure that there's going to be more people around in the station, and we'll see the people who are getting on the train in the station beforehand. So it seems like that would have more hits for potential people to talk to.
Oh yeah, we could say there's like a 10-minute layover at the station, so you guys are waiting for your next train. I'm gonna roll a d20 for you. Okay, you notice.
Wait, holy crap!
Damn.
That's
All
20.
I'm gonna have to really think here because I'm putting out 25 information again. You notice there's quite a few people at the station. Obviously you see your Dr. Seth heading off. He kind of waves at you. Actually, he got off at Budway. Get the name again. I'm assuming you guys are just like looking around. You're just looking around to see if there's somebody you know.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing.
Are you also gonna roll?
I won't roll for it, but I'm just looking.
Well, give me a
I mean,
roll.
there's got to
give
be
me a
some more
roll.
grannies around.
To give her an investigation roll, because you know some people in this area as well.
Yeah, I think that's the kind of thing that she'd be looking more on alert to avoid anyone she knows.
Oh, that bad, huh?
No, none of your characters have any
Like-
trauma.
No.
No emotional trauma.
Jesus, she's looking.
Alright. I honestly
I think
haven't-
she would stick with Janine the whole time, like basically attached.
And Janine, I'm assuming are you okay with her walking alongside you as well?
Oh yeah. I mean, well, it kind of depends. Judging from your sort of like icon, I'm assuming you're like sort of still dressed in that sort of, for lack of a better term, bougie kind of look. It might give some working class people that I might want to talk to the bad impression, or like, make them a bit suspicious. So it kind of depends on who I spot and who I'd want to be talking to.
I can walk behind you.
Yeah, it might not be necessary, but I'm just waiting for Solo to describe who I might recognize.
Alright. Don't mind me, I'm just here to decide on how to play this. Really need to think about. Yeah, okay. I know what I'm gonna do. So you notice someone that you know again. This time it's a lady. She is sort of standing around drinking like train board, sort of like interested, she's wearing like a long brown coat. She has long black hair, and you would know her to be Jamie Black. She is a maintenance worker who works for the FF, but she's still sort of like part of the, your network as well. She just kind of works with them because of the fact that she actually is one of the maintenance workers who specifically works on the Resonance towers. She's kind of able. That she's not the one who's climbing around fixing stuff. She's more of the office worker who gets in reports and kind of handles that. So she funnels a lot of that information back to people to warn them if there's like weaknesses in the resonance hum and stuff like that.
Okay, so I definitely would have been in contact with her in case of like incidents out in my neighborhood of like the resonance hum fluctuating or being faulty or whatever, which might lead to more outbreaks. So
Yeah.
it's like she's the bearer of bad news, but I appreciate that she's doing it, right?
Basically, yeah. She doesn't love her job, to be honest. She just kind of does it because of I would say her abilities. Like she's able to I put a lot of stuff on the spot here. I have to make sure I don't back myself into the corner. She's sort of able to, I don't know, I would say she's able to detect fluctuations within the hum. So she kind of does that as like her job. So she's, I would say then she's not as officey. She does go out, look at the towers and assess the situations and stuff, but she is also the main one sending out reports, and then she feeds some of that information back to the people. But she doesn't necessarily love her job, but she kind of does it because she has this ability and she knows that she can help save people.
Okay. So since she's working for the Fountain Foundation, there's no reason why my colleague shouldn't tag along. I don't imagine that would be a problem. So I don't know, Lottie, if you want to talk to her as well.
I don't think she want to talk to her, but she'd watch her facial expressions very intently. From like just from the sideline, from next to you, behind you.
Stare at her.
Yeah, little red eyes, just oh.
Okay.
Alright.
And so what was her name again?
Jamie Black.
Janie Black. Okay, cool. Alright, so once again, Janine kind of confidently sort of launches up in their sort of rhythmic faction up to Janie, who I assume is sort of just on their holophone or something, just doing...
You see her sort of inspecting the train board. You can see she's looking at like
Okay.
part arrival times.
Okay, and... Okay. Now, how... have we ever met in person? You mentioned that she would, like, call in to, like, let people know about stuff. So, where would we have met in person?
I would say that you've... okay, well, I don't... Would you guys have, like, meetings of some kind? Or... It's up to you, because you're the one who... Yeah. I don't know, like, exactly how it works on your end. You can Discord message me as well if you...
I mean, like, just the way you described it sounds like something that I don't know if there'd be an occasion of, like, so say she doesn't recognize my face, but say I recognize her face, like maybe she has like, there's like a pamphlet of like personnel that you'd be talking to or something.
I would say maybe you recognize like her like general appearance. She has a very striking appearance. She has this like long jet black hair, and you notice like on her briefcase, maybe like she has her name sort of embossed in it because all the Fountain Foundation people have their names on their suitcases. So maybe like
Right.
as you're walking past, you notice her name. It reminds you of that person who's been feeding you guys reports, so you recognize the name.
Okay, so as we're walking past, I sort of notice that, sort of see her face, and I think, hey, is that? And then I sort of go over and say, hey, sorry to bother you. Please tell me to fuck off if I got this wrong. But are you Susan Black? I got that name right.
It's fine. Her name is Susan now.
Okay, cool.
Wow.
Retconned. She looks at you like a little bit surprised to be like approached and stuff. Especially in the silent archive. But she looks at you like a little surprised, but then her gaze kind of softens, And she's like, "Oh, yes, I am. Have you heard of me? Have we met somewhere?" Or
Yeah. I'm Janine. I was a contact over in Ignis Vents over by the railway. Just we might have talked a couple times regarding, the resonance hum fluctuations and stuff. Uh,
yeah, I
yeah.
remember your name. I've definitely heard of you. It's nice to meet you finally.
Hey, yeah. Nice to put the face to the name or whatnot. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I am sorry to get in your way. If you're busy or anything, I can move on with my business. It's just what with all these talk of mutations breaking out and things, I was just wondering if you know anything about like any weirdness with the resonance hum. Just I want to keep my people informed so they know ahead of time if they should watch out for anything.
So she kind of looks at you, and then she looks around, and she just like kind of like says, maybe we should talk somewhere a little bit quieter, you know? And she just kind of like walks over, like just not far, just like off to the corner a little bit, just so you guys aren't sort of in the middle of everybody. And she just she's like, yeah, they're trying to establish some new resonance towers, and it's been a bit difficult. The technology that's primarily used to make the resonance towers is a little bit old by now, and the Fountain Foundation's been scrambling trying to figure out exactly how to replicate the technology and like efficiently and make it more efficient because it seems as though the resonance towers have a expiration date on them and need to be constantly maintained. So there's been a lot of research going on about fixing them up and trying to repair them and trying to make new parts for them because it's been a bit difficult there. But we haven't had too many breaches recently. Things have been going pretty well on our end. It's just been these getting the new towers up and running that's been pretty tough. Have you heard something?
Well, just people talk. There's a few cases of people kind of having a lot of void flu, I think it was called. A lot of people seem to be coming down with. Uh, I would hope that like the resonance towers being in working order would prevent that sort of thing, but it seems like people are breaking out and all kinds of things all over the place. Uh, Nothing serious I've heard of. There was a incident in the market the other day, but I don't think that, which seems odd to me because that's like right at the center of where these towers are. So I don't know. I mean, I know I sound like a broken record. You probably heard a fair few of my complaints about fluctuations and people out in the outskirts getting more exposed to mutations and such because of it. But yeah, it does seem strange that even at full blast, these towers just are not doing what they're supposed to do. I know it's not necessarily your fault, but yeah, just wondering, what the hell's going on here? Do you think this new technology or whatever is the right way to go? Because I'm all for efficiency, but if it's leading to random mutations coming out everywhere, maybe it might not be the path you guys want to take.
Well, yeah, it's not just the discovery of new technology; it's the attempt to replicate the previous technology that's been difficult.
Ah,
The
right.
original technology was built with some very old minerals that we can't seem to find much of anymore. And of course, these minerals have been used by the general populace and by everybody, so it's kind of running dry. And we're just trying to create new technologies to replace it because otherwise, it's at some point going to run out. And yeah, that's just genuinely been it. The towers are still fully functional. I did hear about, of course, I heard about that situation in Budway. I was one of the first people they contacted, but we're not. That situation seems very unique because those void bugs, they, from what I heard, they were completely immune to the resonance hum. They seem like somehow farmed or created or bred or like there's the outskirts beyond these places as well, and the void mutations out there are far worse than what we have within the walls. And it seems like some people might be going out beyond those walls and somehow getting back in with void mutation that is not from like within our walls. So they're going out there, fetching some strange creatures, bringing them back and breeding them or making more of them. And I'm, besides more and more security, I'm really not sure what the Fountain Foundation's going to do about it. That's why we're trying to get these towers up and running as quick as we can so that we can try to get it more into the outskirts and start lessening the void mutations out there. But it's a big planet and we barely have control over our small little space that we have safe here, so who knows?
Yeah, well, we gotta get our own territory under control before we can think of expanding.
No,
You
of
know,
course, but
resources
these
being
bugs.
stretched as thin as they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you, I get you. Hey, would you mind if I just added you to my holophone real quick? Just in case I hear anything about this, these mutations and things, maybe I could send you some information that maybe your higher ups might not want you to get a hold of.
Yeah. You can take it. So I'm gonna give you two. You can take the one is Susan Black FF and take my personal. I actually got myself a bit more of a. Maybe you can find your own sometime if you can find someone who can give you one. But I got a phone under a different name, just so that it's outside of the Fountain Foundation's. It's a bit harder to track that
absolutely.
information, you know. And that one, you can just call it pretty much anything, Jane Doe, whatever you want. But just contact me on that one if you need to talk any non-FF things. Your device is definitely tracked because it's a hero device. But maybe if you can get your hands on one of these, then you'll have a more secure line as well.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have one of those already from my time before being in the FF. Is that right?
Uh, yes, I would say so. But that would mean you also have two that you like have that you're carrying around with you. So you have one that's like your Fountain Foundation one, and then you have one that's under like a false name. They're still tracked. They're not like completely secure, but they're under a false name, so that like if you say something on there, it'll be tracked to that person, which is nobody.
Right. So I have like I've sort of homebrewed to the best of my ability the tracking out of it, but there's an upper limit to how much you can do there. Yeah. Okay.
And
So
you also
I
have the
definitely
hero one still, if you're carrying that one
yeah.
around as well. But yeah, you guys
Okay.
also just need to add each other into your contact list and then tell everybody which version you're giving them and stuff as well.
Right. Okay. So I've given her both of mine basically. So more above the board stuff or below the board stuff depends. And yeah, I might be a little bit more subtle about exchanging the anonymous ones with Lottie watching. So
Okay.
I don't know if
you can actually
how
roll.
close she's paying attention there,
She can
but
roll for that. So
I'm watching like a hawk.
roll a sleight of hand, and then Lottie roll a perception check.
There we go.
Ooh, she might see you.
My eyes are like.
She's watching, dude.
Ever observant.
So Janine, if you could give us a sleight of hand, and then we'll see. I suppose you could do slight
Okay.
stealth as well if you'd like.
well, stealth is definitely preferable, so I'll go with that.
Damn!
Oh my goodness. Okay.
The dice are not kind to me today.
All right. So she almost notices, but on the last second, she smells like something tasty, and she looks away, and then you manage to exchange those numbers without her seeing that.
She literally wouldn't get anyway, but yeah.
Maybe she wouldn't understand fully, but it would have been interesting if she had noticed, but she doesn't notice. Okay. So do you say anything else to her?
Well, I basically just say, hey, thanks so much. I can't tell you how helpful this has been. Like, as you know, my community is everything to me, and yeah, we need to stay ahead of this stuff if we're going to keep each other safe. Because obviously, one person gets infected, a lot more likely to follow. So that's a headache for everybody. But yeah, I appreciate that. I'll let you know if I hear anything about the nature of these mutations or how it might relate to the hum. But yeah, see you around, Susan.
Can I ask something before you go?
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
by all means, this is my colleague from the FF, by the way. I don't know if you heard, but yeah, I'm sort of working for them in some capacity.
Yeah.
Not that-
Everybody knows you're on the hero board now. Don't worry about it. We all gotta do what we gotta do to get by. I'm pretty high up in the
Oh, yeah.
ranks too, so I can't be judging anyone.
Oh yeah.
Nice to meet you,
And a
miss.
nod. I'm Raelinn. You mentioned earlier that the old resonant towers, there's not enough minerals anymore.
Yeah.
Would it be possible if I could get a quick list of all the minerals needed?
Yes. Just give me approximately 2 seconds to look it up. Said it's older materials that have been around a long time, but they're running a little bit short, and some of these have effects on people. The main issue we're having at the moment is with something called gravite. I'll just put it in the chat.
Graphite. Got it.
And ferrodust. Gravite and ferrodust. All the older parts are built out of these two, and they're used in a lot of construction and stuff. Obviously, the construction with those materials has stopped and changed to other materials. That's an easy fix, but we're still running really short on them. And yeah, gravite is not very good for us to harvest either. It's not great for the people who mine it. So we have a very limited supply on it.
Yeah. Janine's ears do perk up at the mention of ferrodust, but I don't think any amount of perception check would notice that.
No. I mean, you're just in the conversation. You just perk up at that.
Raelinn would just nod and be like, "Thank you very much," and then just go back to behind Janine.
She says, "Of course. No problems. If you know anyone who knows someone, I can give you my number as well, and then you can contact me if you find anything out."
Was that to me?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll write it down.
Yeah.
So she gives you her main device. You could just kind of like, like, I don't know, those like phones where you just like tap them together and then it like adds the contact. You guys just do that. It's holographic. It's future technology. Trust. So you guys exchange contacts. So you can add Susan Black into your contact list as well.
And what? Yeah.
Yes.
As I say, one last thing. Jean just says, "Hey, if not for nothing, but if you just ever happen to get into contact with ferrodust or directly involved in the research for it, I can't emphasize enough. Mask up, gloves on. Like, no matter what they tell you or what they say is okay, you not want to mess with that stuff."
Yeah. Don't worry. That stuff's real well documented at this point.
Yeah.
Just wish they were as honest with the workers as they are with us.
Yeah. Well, the public, but that's a whole other bag of worms.
That one comes with some complications. I think you'd know that.
Yep. But yeah, thanks
So-
again, Susan.
Of course, anytime. You have my number. And she waves at you guys, and as this conversation comes to a close, you see your train arrive. And you guys get up onto the train. I would say since that was already like quite a chunk of time, you can talk to one person on the train, but I'm gonna give you like a limited amount of questions you can ask them, unless you don't.
Well, I don't know if you want to do a whole other person, but I think we've got quite a lot of information. I don't want to take too much time away from the other two.
Okay. Yeah. I would really be pulling out of my ass at this point, so I think it's better to just say you talk to them. The Silent Archive is also like It's like one of the places where the FF's rules are like the absolute most. So as you guys get into this train, you would notice the train is incredibly quiet. The windows are blacked out. The lighting is minimal. It like feels as though you've gotten into like a sensory chamber of a train. Um, you pretty much you notice that everybody who's sitting around has very strange mutations. People with lots of extra limbs, extra eyes, extra ears, strange animal creatures, all sorts of different things. But everybody is quiet. So I would say the two of you also feel kind of pressured by this, and Raelinn, you feel very uncomfortable in this.
I don't know. I was gonna say, even if like Janine was talking to people, Raelinn would have just been silent, just looking out the window, just saying nothing the whole time.
All right. So you guys silently travel through the silent archives. So we'll switch back to the other two, and then at some point I'll say that you join them. I'm assuming that like when you guys get off your train, well, yeah, we don't really have to role play the part where you talk to the people, and I would say you just get into comms with the two of them and ask them where to go, and then they tell you, or maybe you even talk to them now and give them a quick or check their location or something, because you guys do have each other's locations, so you know where to go, so we don't have to like role play that section as well.
Can I Google something on the way?
Yeah.
In-game Google.
Yeah. It's called
I want to
Moogle.
Google. I'm gonna Google the ingredient list for baby food. A baby formula.
For baby. Okay. Can you roll an investigation check for me? All right. So you read that people have very little clues on what exactly goes into the Fountain Foundation's baby formula. You read that it is definitely a mix of vitamins and God, what is
I think I'd mainly be looking for like if anyone's written any articles or like posts about there possibly being any of these graphite or ferrodust traces in there.
No, no. You would know that graphite and
Okay.
ferrodust are very much like building material esque things. I mean, you could also ask the person you're training with about them. But you would know that baby formula is made of like specifically stuff that's good for nutrition. You read online some articles about people speculating about what goes into them. You read some articles that say that you have to be careful about sharing baby formula because the FF actually specifies the baby formula for some babies, like with certain types of mutations as well. And yeah, that's about it. But you don't find
Okay.
anything specific ingredient lists of it. It's a very well kept secret.
Suspicious.
Okay. So that you guys are just sitting on your train. You're busy moogling. Janine is sitting and thinking. And then we can switch back to our people in the room.
All right, well, I would like to, having seen the guy go into the floorboards, I think first reaction, pull up those floorboards.
Wait, what?
See, like, he's just gone through, you said,
Yeah. He like
smoke
fell
line.
through the floor. He like
Yeah,
faded through
see
the
if
floor.
there's any way to look, like gaps between floorboards, or just try and like, yeah, literally, he's in the walls, get him. Try and see if there's any way to like.
Yeah, for sure. Roll a investigation check for me.
Can I give them the help actions?
You can just see what her roll is first, because you can
Yeah.
make it
No,
worse.
I'm gonna need it. You've seen my rolls
Sure,
today.
yeah. You got this. I believe in you.
No, don't believe in me. I've already give it a sec.
It's gonna be
You've
great.
seen my rolls today. I get like back to back less than 3. It's diabolical.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Damn.
It's more than 10.
It is more.
It is more than 10, but I did have a +5 to this.
Oh.
So,
Oh boy.
take how you would like that.
Would you like to have the help action?
Yeah, absolutely. She
okay.
definitely would have said he's gone through the
How
floorboards.
would I best
and
do
just
so?
gone to her knees to have a look through.
I can't remember now if you roll an investigation or if it's just a D20. So use the same trait.
So investigation.
Investigation, yes. And it's on a
Oh,
it's
I got a
DC.
+2.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Ooh.
So how much is that total?
That should be a 19 total. 17 on die +2. So yeah, that's what Anna rolls.
So that adds. Are you sure you don't just want to roll investigation?
No, I want to help Anna. I'm not
Okay.
gonna take the roll away from her.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you give her a +2. Is that?
Oh wait. Oh, I thought the 19 was her roll.
No, you give like it's on a scale of like depending on.
I
Yeah, so you
see.
can make
Okay.
her thing worse as well, but like you just add like it's like
Well, no, I
giving
don't.
a
Yeah,
guidance
no.
essentially.
Yeah, no, I don't want to do that.
Have you looked through the floorboards yet?
I think I'll activate a hub and be like, hey, maybe you should check in that area, Anna.
I would say let's just say you roll your own investigation check as well. You're both like looking around. You know that it's something with the floor, so I'll even give you like a bonus because you guys obviously know it's the floor. But you would notice like where he went, just above where Anatora is standing, there is a small metal latch that's on the floor.
Oh.
It's very small. You could almost miss it, but it is there.
Wow, he just cheated. He just went through there.
Yeah, literally. I
He
love
was
how I was
literally
like, yeah,
modded
she's gonna try
himself.
and like.
You put your arms up, you try to fade through the floor, it doesn't work.
Anatora just like scratching at the floorboards, and literally 2 floorboards over, there's the latch.
All right. So I'm assuming you go over Calwin and open up the
Yeah.
board thing.
I'll open up the board.
Okay. So you put your fingers through the latch. You lift it up. It's a little heavy, but nothing crazy. It gives kind of like a bit of a creak as you pick it up, and underneath, going down into quite a dark space, you see a ladder.
Ladies first.
All right then, fair enough. Loud to slaughter, I suppose. She will go on down.
I'll follow.
Right. So, as you descend down the ladder, the air is growing colder and more damp. As you guys get to the bottom, so I don't have a thing for this specifically, but you get to the bottom of it, and ahead of you, you see like a tunnel, and it's pretty thin. It's old pipes that you're busy looking at. You're clearly in like a service vent. Neither of you, I would say, have too much experience with service vents, but like you know that they run underneath the city for different types of service work, and sometimes for emergency situations as well.
Mhm.
There's like this. The room you're in is like a pipe. Well, not the room, but the service tunnel is a pipe. But there's like pipes running along the pipes. There's water dripping all around you, and at your feet you've got like just a little bit of water. And it's rather dim. There's only lights every 20 feet or so. There's only one direction that you can go, and ahead of you, if in the darkness, you just hear who you would know to be the shadow guy say, "Come now, heroes, surely you're not scared of the dark."
I'm gonna have my light blade out to give us a little bit of brightness whilst we go down or on the ladder and stuff.
Right.
I'll tap my goggles and do like a night vision sort of ordeal.
Oh, okay then. Show off then.
Okay, and we have a map, guys.
Well, you don't have one of these?
Oh. I
Up.
don't really need goggles.
Who needs goggles when you have eyes?
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, am I right or am I right?
All right. So
Ah.
mix it back. You guys
Oh, this is
are.
a very nice map.
Thank you. It's just a
Ooh.
little map. You're in the stinky corner.
Just came out of the stinky corner.
Okay.